everybody, and welcome to another episode of King of the List. Today we are going to be ranking all 50 state license plates. I should specify, these are, at least from what I've looked up, the current standard plate for each state. So the current 2025 version of each state that you would get automatically unless you got something custom. If any of these are not current, I apologize. This is what it told me. There are a few criteria that I have. Don't take this too seriously, but in case you're wondering how I'm ranking it, number one, I'm going based off of how cool the name looks and how easily readable it is. I'm also going based off of how easily you can read the actual license plate number. I'm almost thinking from a police standpoint. If I was trying to read a license plate, how easy would that be for me? I'm also rating the slogan, if they have one. Is it cool? Is it funny? Or is it just lame? Or do they not have one whatsoever? What does the background or the color of the license plate look like? Is it neat? Is it aesthetically pleasing? And are there any obstructions that kind of ruin the whole thing? Number 50, in last place is Virginia. It's very plain, very basic, kind of ugly. 49 is Massachusetts. Pretty much the same as Virginia, although the slogan, the spirit of America, is pretty cool. 48 is New Jersey. The color's not too bad, and I like the state being in the very middle of the plate, but aside from that, not that great. 47 is West Virginia. I like the colors. Aside from that, it's pretty dull. 46 is Connecticut. I like the Constitution state thing, and I also like the blue hue that slowly fades to white. That's pretty cool, but again, it's kind of plain. 45 is North Carolina. I know they have two main plates, but this is actually not that great. First and Freedom is a cool slogan, and the feather pen is kind of cool, but again, very plain. 44 is Wisconsin. This almost looks like this would be an ad for some sort of dairy product. Maybe that's what they were going for. I just don't really think it's that great. It's almost too cartoony. 43 is California. The signature of California looks really cool, but aside from that, it's a very basic and plain license plate. 42 is Vermont. I understand that it's kind of an ugly design in terms of the font and everything, but I like the dark green, I like the tree, and the Green Mountain State just kind of makes sense. 41 is Kentucky. I like the colors, I like the fact that they have the state on there, the In God We Trust slogan is very iconic. Overall, I like it. But not that much. 40 is Delaware. I like the fact that they have a bolder color, this looks pretty cool, and the slogan, the first state, is obviously true, but it's also pretty cool. 39 is Michigan. I like the little wave that they have at the bottom, and the pure Michigan thing that they have on the top is kind of cool. And it almost looks like a DNA strand that runs down the middle. I'm not sure what that's all about. I'm probably going to get laughed at for that. But overall, again, kind of plain. 38 is Iowa. While I do like the cityscape on the back and the grass at the bottom, it's almost oddly overwhelming with the very different sections of color, which makes it a little bit harder to read. Not that much. It's not that bad. But it's also not that great. 37 is Minnesota. I like the 10,000 lakes thing, and I like the little trees. Overall, it's pretty cool. But I don't really have anything against it aside from it's somewhat plain. 36 is Illinois. I like everything that is on here. Land of Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's face on the left-hand side, the Sears Tower, all these other buildings. It's pretty cool, but I will say you can't really see what it is that well because of how faded and white it is. So it kind of just looks like a blue and white license plate with lettering on it, especially if you're in a car from a distance. 35 is Arkansas. While the slogan doesn't make much sense to me, I like the diamond in the middle. That is pretty cool, and that's the main reason why it got this high. 34 is Rhode Island, the Ocean State. That is pretty cool. While I don't understand why it's called the Ocean State, considering there's, like 13 states that border the ocean. Not sure why this one is the Ocean State. The anchor on the top is pretty cool, and the wave pattern in the middle is also cool. And it is still easy to read. So overall, I'm not complaining about this one. 33 is Florida. The main issue that I have with this is the fact that everything on here, except for the oranges, is green. So it might be a little bit difficult to make out what the actual numbers are. But the Sunshine State makes sense, and I think the oranges in the middle look cool. And it's got the state in the background. 32 is South Carolina. The slogan is interesting. I don't know what that means. But it does heavily resemble the South Carolina flag with the palm tree and the crescent moon in the background. That I really like, how it ties the state flag in with the state license plate. 31 is Georgia, the Peach State, which makes sense, but is not exactly a cool slogan. I do like how they have the peaches everywhere, but it is a little bit too busy for my liking. Number 30 is Ohio. I have no idea why this plate says Delaware at the bottom. This is the Ohio plate. I like the name of it and everything. It is easy to read, and the background has a bunch of different slogans back there, which I actually really like. The only downside is you don't really know what any of them say unless maybe you're from Ohio, but it is a cool concept, and I think it looks pretty good. 29 is Indiana. Very simple. It's got a nice bridge and a river going in the middle, surrounded by woods and nature. It's very easy to read. Again, my only issue is it almost looks a little bit too cartoony, and that's the only reason why it's not any higher. 28 is Tennessee. I like the dark blue with the pop of the white. It's a nice different kind of tone from what we've been getting, which is all white with black text. The In God We Trust is cool, and the crest, if you want to call it that, in the middle also resembles the Tennessee state flag. And the word Tennessee is surrounded by a border in the shape of Tennessee, which is very cool. The only reason it's not higher is because it's kind of plain. 27 is Utah. I like the font choice for the name Utah, and the slogan at the bottom, greatest snow on earth, is also really cool. It is a little bit busy in the background, especially with the skier, but the mountains and the snow and everything like that work very well. 26 is Nebraska. I have no idea what's going on. And now we're in the top half of the list. Number 25 is Missouri. I don't know what the bicentennial thing is all about there, but the crest in the background is very cool. I like the little waves of red, the little waves of blue, and then the white in the middle, which makes it very patriotic. And the letters are still very easy to read. 24 is Nevada. Again, it does look like a little bit older plate. I like the almost prism-like look, whatever you want to call that, in the background. That looks pretty cool. Home means Nevada isn't the worst slogan I've ever heard, and the little dot in the center is actually the state of Nevada. 23 is Montana. This made more sense in my head, and now that I have to defend it, I don't really know. 22 is North Dakota. I like how it says the legendary North Dakota. The bison with the sunrise or sunset looks very cool. I don't know what the Peace Garden State thing means at the bottom. That doesn't make any sense to me. But again, I'm not from North Dakota. 21 is Arizona. This looks pretty cool. I like the sunrise or sunset. I like the desert vibes that we're getting from this. And the Grand Canyon State is also something that they should definitely be bragging about. Number 20 is South Dakota. Great faces, great places. It's a very good slogan considering South Dakota is where Mount Rushmore is located. The reason this isn't higher is because South Dakota, while it is a very fancy and cool looking font, I don't think it's going to be that easy to read if you are farther away and you're traveling at high speeds. You're not going to be able to make that out as easily, nor are you going to easily be able to tell that it's Mount Rushmore behind it if you're from a distance. And for that reason, it's a little bit lower. 19 is New Hampshire. There is only one reason why it's this high on the list, because looking at it, the green doesn't make a whole lot of sense, and it looks like a rock climber is scaling a mountain. The only reason it's this high is because I think the slogan is actually kind of funny. Live free or die. 18 is Washington. This is not the greatest picture of it. If I got a more crystal clear picture, it would look a lot cooler. But having the mountain in the background is really good, and it's very crisp. It's got very nice, bold text. Very easy to make out what it is. Still has the aesthetic to it. 17 is Alaska. Pretty basic. I like the bear in the middle. Definitely makes a statement. And, I mean, what other state but Alaska? 16 is Hawaii. Aloha State. Makes total sense. There's a lot of rainbows in Hawaii as well, so I'm glad they put that there. And it's higher up because I don't think I've ever seen a Hawaii license plate in my life, because I've never been to Hawaii. 15 is New Mexico, the land of enchantment. I like that slogan as well. The colors work pretty well. I like the four corners that they have going on in the middle that also resembles their state flag, which ties it all together. 14 is Maryland. While this was number 1 on my 50 state flags list, this unfortunately isn't as high. I really like the flag that they have going on at the bottom. Unfortunately, due to the colors, the license plate number is kind of hard to read, especially from a distance. 13 is Louisiana. Sportsman's Paradise, a pretty good slogan. I like the pelican that they have going on in the middle, and the colors are very subtle, but it gives off a little bit of a sunset or a sunrise type of hue, and I think that's pretty cool. 12 is Kansas. I like the cool crest that they have going on in the background, and I know this is a very small detail, I actually like the fact that it's not in the very center. 11 is Alabama. I don't know why the beach is on here, because I don't think of beaches when I think of Alabama, but overall, it makes you really think that Alabama is a great place for vacation and for traveling. So I would say this is really smart on Alabama's part. We've made it to the top 10. Number 10 is Mississippi. There's nothing wrong with this plate, really. I mean, you can easily read the text. You have the cool flower going on in the middle, and the Mississippi font is very, very unique and very stylish. Number 9 is Texas. I know most of you are looking at this and going, why in the world is this high on the list? And the answer is, I don't know. Number 8 is Colorado. I like how easy it is to read, I like the color choices that they went with, and I really like the mountain range that they have going in the back. Very nice. 7 is Oklahoma. I thought that this one popped really well. This is the only standard license plate that is bright red. That is really cool. I also like the star that they have going on the middle, the little blue clip art type things that they have going on at the bottom, and the slogan is also kind of funny. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine a bright red license plate. 6 is Idaho. I have several reasons why I really like this one. First of all, they have the red, white, and blue elements going with the red sky, the white backdrop, and then you have the blue trees and mountain ranges at the bottom. Very patriotic, and I like that. And they also add the word scenic before Idaho, which makes a lot of sense. And lastly, the slogan, famous potatoes, is probably the funniest slogan that I've seen, so I had to put it up higher. 5 is Oregon. I like the tree that's sticking up right in the middle. It doesn't obstruct the rest of the letters. They have the mountains going on in the background. Very easy to tell what state. Very easy to see the letters, and it still looks pretty nice. 4 is New York. Kind of plain, to be honest, but they have some waterfalls in the back, along with a little bit of New York City on the bottom right-hand side, which I also think is really cool. The state of New York being in the middle is always a nice touch. I like the little stripes of color. As far as color goes, I think they have a very good color scheme going on, and the slogan of Excelsior is probably one of the grandest and coolest of all the slogans. Number 3, taking the bronze, is Pennsylvania. I like the slogan on the bottom, let freedom ring. The Liberty Bell being kind of subtle in the background is also very cool. And it's a nice cream color, so it's not a bright white that hurts the eyes a little bit. And I especially think that this plate is good considering that this is a recent change. The old one was not very good. Number 2, taking the silver, is Maine. Well, vacation land doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever, considering I could name probably 8 more states that I would think of first when it comes to vacation. I do think aesthetically this plate looks really nice. It's very easy to tell what the plate numbers are. You can easily tell what the state itself is, but the tree branch and the bird and the pine cone, everything like that, very nice, with the pine trees going along the bottom. It's just very nice to look at. And in first place, the winner of it all is Wyoming. I mean, you take a look at that, I just think that's a really cool looking license plate. You have a dark blue, or if not black, on the background with the red going around. You have the bison in the middle. It almost perfectly resembles the Wyoming flag, which looks really cool. I like the bucking bronco that you have in the middle, and the numbers are still very easy to read. And the slogan in the bottom right that says, "That's why," is very clever. I like that very much. So that's my official list of all 50 state license plates. If you disagree, which you probably do, let me know down in the comments what at least your top 5 would be. And with that being said, I would like to thank you all very much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. Hopefully.